T Radio.
Welcome, everyone. This is 5 Round MMA. My name is Alex Myers, alongside my co-host, Albert Cedar. We're currently waiting Guillermo Cedar, our East Coast correspondent, to call in. So whenever he does, he'll just jump in the conversation. We were off last week. A little bit of a weird schedule for this week because Albert was in Portland for like a week and a half. How was Portland, my friend?
Amazing. My kidneys hurt. But it's an amazing town. If you never checked out Portland, they had a beer festival, so that was awesome. Didn't bump into anybody famous.
Yeah. So you said you went to a beer festival. Then how many breweries did you visit?
I visited 12 breweries, and keep in mind that I had to skip. It's funny how close they're all together.
Yeah.
That I actually had to skip a couple, and then
to save your kidneys.
Yeah. So I managed to get 12 under my belt.
Wow.
And at the brewery, there's like over 250 beers to try from, and I knocked down at least almost half. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So are those all of them are in Portland alone, or like outside of Portland?
No. We're talking about in Portland. I did not go outside of Portland for any other brewery.
I don't know what the second major city in Oregon is. Do you know?
I think it's Eugene.
The
Oregon.
college
town.
Okay. And then Portland is probably the biggest one.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's insane, man. You on detox or what?
Yeah, I got my water, and that's all I'm drinking for a couple weeks.
Some lemon tea. This week's show, we got all the fallout from UFC 214. We got the Jones versus DC matchup. How that broke down. Was Joe Rogan wrong in interviewing DC afterwards? The rumors of Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar, if he's the right opponent for Jon Jones coming up. Also, the Tyron Woodley fiasco that's going on. And we'll look at the other highlights from UFC 214, and also take a look at UFC Fight Night in Mexico preview for this weekend. Let's get the timer started. Round number 1. Let's get up and get out of here. Let's go.
Let's get it going.
So round number 1, Jones versus DC UFC 214 main event. Why not start there? I think I picked DC. You picked DC, right?
Yeah.
I think I picked Jones because I was picking with my brain, not my heart.
Uh-huh.
I did pick Jones. I had to look on Instagram. If you look on at 5RoundMMA.
But let's keep it real. DC was doing a tremendous job. He was doing way better than last time.
Yep.
And I thought he was connecting a lot more efficient. But just to show you a crazy thing, if one of my specialties is I'm a YouTube troll. I mean, I destroy YouTube. I think if you ever check out my history page, you'll see nothing but 1,000. I mean, I log on those hours on YouTube.
You get that rabbit hole?
Yeah. And I once I get into a rabbit hole, you do find out and see when they were going to fight originally the last time.
Yeah.
Sorry, so the second bout.
Yeah.
Right. That didn't happen.
200, right? Oh, no,
yeah,
before 200.
Yeah, I think it was like 200. No, I think it was UFC 200 because Anderson Silva was filled in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was before 200 that DC got hurt, then 200, then Jones got suspended.
Well, anyways,
right?
they had a little press conference, and Jon Jones jokes around saying, like, oh, we found a tendency, we found something that we can use against you, DC. And DC says, I already know what you're talking about because of the Josh Barnett fight. And but pretty much, long story short, they both say, like, DC goes, yeah, I keep my arm a little bit too low, and I get catch with those high leg kicks. And then Jones kind of laughs and says, like, yeah, me and Greg Jackson noticed that, and we were gonna,
exploit that.
Yeah, and it's just funny because that's
exactly
what caught him. Yeah, and I guess if you look at some of his fights, that's a bad habit he had, and I guess he still didn't break it.
That's insane. That's crazy, and that actually happened. And yeah, it looked like obviously it was a rough kick, but Jones is so lengthy that he kind of just like flicked his foot up. All of a sudden, you see his DC wobbling.
And it's funny.
That's what it looked like to me, anyways.
I think I saw the replay 50 times now.
Yeah.
And if you keep looking at it, it looks like it's going to be a low kick.
Yeah.
Like it's like an optical illusion with his lengthy legs. Because what you don't notice is that he hasn't fully extended. As soon as he extended, boom, it's
he doesn't have to either because he's so long and DC's so short. I can just like flick it up there and then like he's done. And it was a good stoppage from
Yeah. I mean, DC was out.
He was doing good. Like it was a competitive fight. DC was there. He looked confident.
Yeah. So it's funny. My brother actually went to the fights live. In I think it was in Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
He attended the fights. He said, literally, when DC lost, like he felt the air just escape that room.
Wow.
Because at first he said there was a lot of pro Jon Jones fight, and then somehow there was a turn to DC, and everybody was really backing up DC, and the momentum. Everyone felt the momentum shifting over to DC, and then the knockout happens, and he says the air left the room.
Wow.
It went from exciting crowd to like they were really disappointed,
Yeah.
and so and I felt that too watching it. Like I was like, man,
Yeah, I did too. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't even see John Jones's speech afterwards. I kind of, I'm just gonna
I
stop
didn't-
watching it.
I had to read everything afterwards. What he said, I didn't want to watch
And then,
it.
well, obviously DC, Joe Rogan apologized for going after DC when he was knocked out. And that is what it is. I think it's been covered long enough. As you know, I mean, Joe Rogan said he shouldn't have done it. But are you buying John Jones's like, oh, DC's a true champion? You know,
Nah,
I think he's very. It's an octagon. He's very good, but it's outside the octagon.
Yeah.
Where his douchiness.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's always cool when someone doesn't like shit on somebody when they win. You know, be like a bad winner. I think those are the worst people. You know, you win and then you still talk shit. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You won the fire. You won the contest. Why are you gonna still talk shit? But that's the problem I think everybody has with Jon Bone Jones is like,
was it genuine?
yeah, you never know if he's being for reals or whatever. He just, I don't know. He just seems like, I don't want to use the word fake, especially to an MMA fighter. I don't want to call him fake.
Yeah.
But I think that's the reason why I can never get behind Jones, and I think a lot of people can, because you feel like he's not being real.
Yeah.
I think that's a better way to put it. He's not being the real him, or he doesn't want to buy into whatever is the persona that really is when the camera's on.
Yeah, I almost would have felt better if he did the whole crotch chop DX suck afterwards. Okay, that's who you are. I could buy into that. I believe that. Not this like, oh, I want to be like DC when I get older type of, you know what I mean?
And you know what's funny?
All this talk.
I think that's why a lot of people do admire Conor McGregor, because he, win or lose or win, he stays the same.
Yeah.
You never, like, just when you won the double belt, he stayed McGregor.
Yeah.
You never saw him break that character that I think everybody likes. And I think that's what it's all about. I mean, like, when people, recognize the realness, they get behind it.
Yeah, even when he lost to Nate Diaz, he's kind of a dick out. He's humble in victory, but gracious in defeat, whatever. But he's still kind of talking crap afterwards anyway, so he went right back to it. That's it for Round. I'm going to talk about where we're at now in the light heavyweight division, and like if there was strategy and Jon Jones just randomly calling out Brock Lesnar afterwards because of where the division stands. So we'll do that in round number 2. But before we do that, let's talk about 5 Rounds. Clothing line 5 Rounds offers a unique collection of apparel and accessories by incorporating the culture, style, and attitude of mixed martial arts. They're constantly evolving and improving to become the best fightwear company possible in the MMA world. Check out the lines of t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and other great accessories at 5rounds.net. That's a number 5rounds.net. They're also on Twitter at 5roundswear and on Instagram at 5rounds_. Get it on. Round 2 coming up. All right, welcome back. Time for round number 2. So after he knocks out DC, Jon Jones gives his gracious victory speech, and then he takes the microphone from Joe Rogan and he says, "Brock Lesnar, if you want to get beat up by a man, I'm paraphrasing, 40 pounds less than you, meet me in the octagon." And then to which it's kind of funny. Lesnar had a quote already, but somehow from the Associated Press got a hold of it. It just said, "Oh, be careful what you wish for, young man."
I think that quote happened prior to the fight.
Okay.
So I think what happened was Jones,
because they're smack talking, right?
Yeah. Jones mentioned his name or something in Twitter, saying that what about Brock Lesnar, and Brock pretty much replied like anywhere, anytime.
Son.
And from that spawned the comments that he said after the fight.
Yeah. We got Guillermo connected on here, but I think it's so. But rumors of Brock Lesnar returning kind of spread a week before, right? Of
there's
UFC 214.
There's a huge rumor saying that
he was
going to drop the belt and WWE because he's going to go back into UFC. He was going to go back to the USADA thing. But I think he currently has to serve a 6-month suspension. Either way, what people are speculating is if this bout does take place, it would take place next summer. Which allows
next summer? Oh, wow.
But I think that's good because I think that allows Jon Jones to put one more fight under his belt and really show that, this division's cleared. And he needs challenges as far as a fighter. And I think that's the whole point that you have to get to, is to get really behind this fight. Because he cleared out division technically twice already.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anybody else. And if you hear that ring, we're calling up Guillermo right now. There you go. Guillermo's on.
Hey, Guillermo, you're live on the air right now. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
We are in the middle of Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar. Do you think this fight's going to happen?
Yeah, I think it happened.
Albert made a good point. He says that this fight's going to happen next summer. I'm under the impression it might happen like in November, December. When do you think this fight's going to happen?
Probably. I'm gonna say with November, December.
Yeah, because I think that I don't think Brock would want to wait till the summer, would he? Because this whole like he's in the pool, and I think that Jon Jones wants a quick payday. I mean, Albert, you made the point about him clearing out the division, or he should fight one more fight next. That brings up a point about Alexander Gustafsson calling him out too. But who's next? Like after DC won, even Guillermo, I'll get your thoughts on this. After DC lost, I mean, I kind of felt okay, like damn, we're back to where we started like 3 years ago when Jon Jones was just like killing everybody because there's nobody left. Nobody in that time, the two-year span where Jones was kind of gone, or just doing what he does, nobody rose up to the occasion. I mean, Anthony Johnson retired. Gustafsson will fight once or twice a year. I mean, he's coming off winning Glover Teixeira, but like, who is that guy that this guy's next for Jon Jones?
Well, I think Gustafsson is the one that called him out already, and everybody, was calling out for a rematch because it was controversial finish according to Albert, but I thought it was very decisive that Jon Jones won.
I don't think so either. Gustafsson won that.
The other thing I've seen is Anthony Rumble Johnson coming out of retirement to face Jon Jones because he hasn't fought Jon Jones.
Yeah.
So, and then the whole thing about Brock Lesnar, if you guys watch Raw on Monday, he threatened to quit if he loses the WWE belt. So I think they're playing it out like he is going to leave after SummerSlam.
Get that, Ariel Helwani. We got scoops from the real source.
It's because he doesn't follow the full map, which is wrestling and UFC and MMA.
I think too. Unfortunately, I think the UFC recognizes that the money for Jon Jones is in the Brock Lesnar bout. I don't think they want to book him against Gustafsson again, and I don't think that's going to happen. Actually, I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna end up being Brock Lesnar. I mean, I think it might be sooner than next summer, but I don't know. I mean. Or does Jon Jones even just drop the light heavyweight title and go to heavyweight and maybe fights like Stipe or something?
I think that Gustafsson fight, a lot of people still want to see, and I think that's still an interesting fight as far as that division.
Yeah.
Before I think he can clearly said, you know what, I need to actually challenge myself because the light heavyweight division isn't going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, he said like 40 pounds lighter, but I'm sure he had like 220, right? Go ahead, Guillermo.
I was going to say, what it really comes down to is money, dude. You heard him after the fight. He says, all he cares about is, it's time for the money fight. If you watch on Instagram and some of his interviews, he looks up to what the notorious Conor McGregor has done for the business.
I do.
And so he has the plan set of what made him successful. So it sounds like that's what he's trying to chase after. I don't think it's about the belts. I think it's about the money fights and see which ones he can go out there and get.
Yeah, I think also, too, who threw his name in the hat was Volkan Ozdemir, the guy who knocked out Jimmy Manuwa at UFC 214. Yeah. He's calling for a bout against Gustafsson. They call it like a number contender bout. I think, for Gustafsson's sake, I hope that doesn't happen because he's like, who's going to be the king of Europe, I think, was his challenge to Gustafsson because he's also from Sweden as well, or from Switzerland. One of the two. What's the difference? The flag, right? Red and yellow, or blue and yellow and red and white?
Yep.
Anyway, so we'll see. I think if what happened with Brock, we'll see. I think I'd be surprised. People are like, honestly, you think that's going to be a competitive fight? I mean, Brock is not getting hit.
I know. I honestly picture Brock Lesnar the same way I pictured him against Mark Hunt, where I think he's not going to get hit. Yeah. I think he's going to wait and then just bull rush the guy, and he will take down Jon Jones. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking, man, like this is the Brock Lesnar who, as soon as he got struck by Cain Velasquez and Alex Overeem, he just kind of turtled up completely.
Yeah, but keep in mind that all you gotta do is bull rush.
Bull rush. That's it for round number 2. We're gonna come back and talk about the Tyron Woodley situation and see who's in the wrong side on that one. But before us, let's talk about Mobilitas Mobility Tools, the best mobility tools on the planet. Durable, portable, manufacturer release products designed with more grip to help you improve performance and recover faster. Visit yourjointsshouldn'thurt.com for more information, and I'll see all their great lines of products. They're also on Instagram at Mobilitas. Like them on Facebook, and visit youtube.com/yourjoint shouldn't hurt for great tutorials and fitness advice. Round number 3 coming up. Welcome back. Time for round number 3. So the other big story out of UFC 214 was Tyron Woodley's horrible performance against Damian Maia. I guess he set the record for the lowest, fewest strikes landed by a champion defending his title ever in the UFC. And Dana White was quick to criticize him, saying, hey, people were booing you. I think they did the whole Bray Wyatt fireflies, right? The cell phone things. And they also did the wave during his fight. Blame goes to Damian Maia too, but Tyron Woodley's supposed to be known for knocking dudes out, right?
How do you blame Damian Maia when he was actually trying to push the pace and actually engage him?
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess so. I mean, I'm trying to get...
It's 100% on Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to say this. Tyron said, oh, you guys just don't respect the skills and the intelligence I showed in there because I was able to, pretty much isolate what he was good at. Just so you know, Damian Maya's a jiu-jitsu guy, not a wrestling guy. Yeah. He's not a collegiate champion. He's not. I don't know of any NCAA titles he has, but I know that Tyron Woodley comes from a wrestling background. So guess what, bro? You did not. Show him if you would have shown him beast him in his own game, he would have went on the floor and did some jiu-jitsu with them and actually choked him out.
Yeah, good game.
That's my point one. My second point is just so everybody can know, this is the times when I miss GSP. When people used to say GSP is so boring, whatever. But guess what? GSP at least was offensive, and I don't understand how you can win a fight if you're always on your heels and on the fence and on the way back. Did he have some good shots? Of course. Look at Damian Maya's face.
Yeah.
But don't try to twist it on me that your fighting mental skills are just that high above. Calm down, Ali. All right? Calm down, Mayweather.
Yeah.
You clearly were always just trying to bring everything into a zero in isolation, and never was on the. This is exactly. I mean, I just told him he wasn't Mayweather, but now I'm gonna compare him to Mayweather. This is exactly why people get so irritated of Mayweather.
Yeah.
Because there is no action. But his is a different type. His is legit defense. You know what I'm saying? This guy was just pretty much blocking every takedown. And was able to get some of the shots in.
Yeah.
Which, again, actually, that's what Mayweather does.
So you calling Woodley the greatest boxer in the history of MMA? I mean, I think Woodley goes out and tells the fans they're not intelligent because they don't understand what he's doing. That's not a good way to get fan support, right?
No.
He can't go out and not... I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Guillermo?
Well, I think he played well doing the heel after the fight. But to be honest with you, he didn't do nothing in the fight, but yet he still looked better than Damian Maya. Is that a fair judgment? Because even though Damian Maya, the octagon control, was pushing the aggression, I still thought Tyron Woodley was the better fighter.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But now I hate to agree with Dana White about, he could have finished him in the first round, second round, if he wanted to. But he didn't. Okay, so forget that. But my biggest gripe is what Dana White said after. The whole I'm gonna put Michael Bisping and GSP back on, and you're not caliber of money fight type of thing. It's like no wonder everybody wants to leave the UFC when you have a joker like that as your promoter that only cares about money fights. What does the title even mean? At this point, it's the titles mean nothing.
Again, Guillermo, you're the main. See, you're acting like Jon Jones right now, bro. You're not keeping it 100% real. 100%. Let's keep it real. Tyron Woodley, after that performance, is boring, and that's straight up boring. I would watch any Bellator card over a Tyron Woodley card any day. That thing was a snore. I'd rather watch Matt Mitrione fight a bunch of bum heavyweights in Bellator than watch another Tyron Woodley fight. I don't lie, I was falling asleep. I was trying my hardest to pay attention to the fight out of respect of Damian Maya.
and this is off another lackluster performance he had in the Wonder Boy the second fight. So, and this is Woodley who keeps calling for super fights, big money fights, and then who do you fight next? Do you put him against Robbie Lawler, where hopefully somebody will get knocked out again? I mean, just because he's not getting any big money fights, he's not getting GSP, he's not getting Michael Bisping.
Okay, you guys are missing the point of Tyron Woodley's last two fights. It's been 2 times against Wonder Boy, and it's been against Damian Maya. Very technical guys that you can't really make a mistake because you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. Compared
to a Robbie Lawler where you can stand and bang, and look what happens. Look what happens when he gets into the ring against Josh Koscheck. Josh Koscheck's no longer a freaking fighter because of that.
Okay. With that said, you're going to tell me that Jon Jones isn't a master of his craft
it's a different skill set, Albert.
No, I get it, but he's trying to say I'm so smart. You want to tell me Jon Jones don't know about MMA? Get out of here. Yet he's still aggressive. Yeah. He still gets finishes, and he's always trying to win the fight. He's trying to win the fight. The other guy's trying to keep his belt. That's the difference, Guillermo.
Yeah, Tyron Woodley. fighting not to lose instead of fighting to win.
Exactly.
Wonder Boy fights similar to Jon Jones.
Get out of here.
And then,
All right.
And in terms of stylistic,
You know, the round ended. I get out of here.
And then the last thing is, we don't know Tyron Woodley's jiu-jitsu skills. So why
you know why? Because you have to do jiu-jitsu to know where you at in jiu-jitsu.
You get your stuff takedowns.
Yeah. You know what I learned? You know what I learned? Tyron Woodley has good takedown defense. That's what I learned.
Against a guy who's not a wrestler.
Who has no NCAA championships, no collegiate background.
I also know that Tyron Woodley can break your orbital with a jab.
So that's it for round number 3. We'll see what's there for Woodley. Probably Robbie Lawler next. We're going to take a small break and come back into the championship rounds. Before we do, let's talk about Redemption Martial Arts. The RMA Foundation is a non-profit organization with the primary goal of bringing awareness to the bullying epidemic and providing people with accessible training
Tyron Woodley
and resources to help them combat bullying confrontations. Maybe Tyron Woodley could use some of the bullying he does against Dana White. Team RMA consists of individuals from all walks of life who share a common passion for making a difference and serving as anti-bullying activists. If you want more information or to become a Team RMA member, visit redemptionmartialarts.com and find them on all forms of social media. Rise Up Against Bullying. Championship rounds coming up next. All right, welcome back. Time to enter the championship rounds for the fourth round. Let's talk about UFC 214 highlights. What are the bouts still got to you, Albert?
You guys are all going to be shot. Because the one that stood out to me...
Ricardo Lamas, right?
No.
Oh.
The Handon Barral fight.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I've always been a big Sterling fan, even though, his win streak got broken. But, wow. Like, I'm just so, like, flabbergasted of, like, the fall of Handon Barral. Like... I mean, yep. I think he needs to sue TJ Dillashaw for ruining his life.
Taking away his manhood.
Yeah, he took away everything. Pretty much his livelihood. This guy's is heading to Bellator.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so crazy how you were at one point considered maybe the pound for pound best fighter in MMA.
Yeah.
And now you're not even headlining the prelims, and you're losing left and right. You can't make weight where we were the champion at. It's just so crazy. I can't think of another fighter that was in this position.
Guillermo, is it like mental, or do you think USADA caught up with Mr. Barral?
Well, I don't know.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
That's hard to say, but there's been a bad luck of run for Handon Barral because not only the loss to TJ Dillashaw, the weight cut issues, and a lot of it. When you talk about individual sports, it's more of a battle with yourself. I've realized. I mean, like in golf and tennis, once you start putting, Albert should relate. He played women's tennis. You can relate on
it's men's tennis,
single sport.
And I won a tournament.
The minute you start questioning yourself is when the decline starts happening, and it's all about confidence. And sometimes you just got to believe in your ability. But I mean, I don't know what it is about this guy. I'm sure he's super talented still.
And then let's not forget, he didn't even make weight.
Yeah, came at 140.
It was a catch weight because he couldn't make weight.
So there you go. So I mean, and he had weight cuts issues before. So it's all mental with that guy. I really think so. Why he's declined so drastically so quick.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to take anything away from Sterling because I actually I'm a big fan of Sterling.
His last 2 losses were split decisions to Brian Kerber and Rafael Assunção. We have studio problems here. Keep going, Albert.
Yeah. Well, anyways, with that said, that was that to me that was actually a big fight in the whole card. Or I mean, one of the biggest topics I think out of that card, other than obviously DC, and I think it was more of a topic than the actual Cyborg fight because let's keep it real. Even though I did go against her, I'm not dumb either. I know Cyborg was going to get that W, and I think everyone knew she was going to get that belt. I think it would have been a bigger topic for that division if it was Holly Holmes in that mix. But the Robbie Lawler Don Cerrone fight. That was exactly what I expected, and that's exactly why I wasn't excited.
Yeah. Sorry, our banner keeps falling. Trying to keep up appearances for our people watching on YouTube. Ricardo Lamas, TKO, first round. That's kind of cool. Hick Diaz.
No.
Come on, guys.
No.
I mean, it's okay for Ricardo Lamas. I mean, like, we seen him when he gets to the top, he just can't get over the hump.
Yeah.
Great for irrelevant, but...
my heart broke. Kaylin Curran lost.
Dude, my heart shattered. She's so cute.
Yeah. Brian Ortega's submission. I think he's the future of that featherweight division. Got some sick jits, man.
And then
sick jit skills, bruh.
Jimmy Manuwa. Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about falling from grace. This guy had pretty much the title lined up. All he had to do was get this W, and he there's no question he was gonna get the winner. And now, wow.
Yeah.
Not only does he get knocked out, but I don't know if you guys saw, he got out jiu-jitsu by the ref.
Yeah. Didn't Matt already fight Jon Jones though?
No, it was OSP.
No.
OSP had the thing.
Yeah, OSP fought him, and then Jimmy Manuwa had his little winning streak going on.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy Manuwa's biggest loss was against Alexander Gustafsson.
Yeah. Now Vulcan is calling out Gustafsson because he knocked out Jimmy Manuwa, so I figured, hey, he's going to be the king of Europe. It's a Game of Thrones reference there somewhere there, right, Albert?
Yeah.
Two sweets, I don't know. Overall, it was a pretty entertaining card. I think it was a solid pay-per-view card. Very rarely are these pay-per-view cards solid from top to bottom. I think top to bottom it was from the prelims on to the main event. A lot of stories happened from it, so that's the best thing for us anyways, because we're not going to break down fights and, jit skills and Muay Thai skills because...
Not here.
Yeah, we're self-admitted keyboard warriors. Not keyboard. No, we don't talk crap.
Yeah, because I don't troll or talk shit.
I respect all these guys out here. They're more manly than we're not trolls, but we just,
I don't know what you're talking about.
We watch safely from our HT on our couches in front of our HT TVs. So
I'm here to talk about how Josh Berkman has probably some of the best Mala bracelets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That guy, I need to hit him up on Twitter, see where he gets his Mala bracelets, because those things are on point.
Yeah.
And I bet if you go and check out any MMA podcast, nobody noticed those bracelets.
Exactly. So we're here about the stories afterwards. So a lot of stories came here. A lot of stories leading to UFC 214. Hopefully the next card can do that, which is UFC and Fight Night Mexico coming this Saturday, which we'll talk about next coming up. But before we do that, talk about FightBookMMA.com, the only place you'll find real combat news from real news from Real Combat Sports all over the world. Sorry, a little tongue twisted. A website you can trust accurate news from MMA, boxing, and kickboxing. It's all there. Jiu-jitsu tournaments, it's all there. It's accurate. They don't post it unless it's confirmed, signed, sealed as authentic. They cover everything from Bellator, UFC, King of the Cage. It's all there. Find them on Instagram and Twitter at FightBookMMA, and also on Facebook at FightBookMMA.com. Just bookmark it. Fifth and final round coming up. All right, welcome back. Time for the fifth and final round. Let's take a look at UFC Fight Night. Pettis versus Moreno this Saturday, August 5th in Mexico City, Mexico. Main evented by Sergio Pettis, the younger sibling of Anthony Pettis, against Brandon Moreno, Mexico zone. Brandon Moreno, like the most successful guy never to win the Ultimate Fighter, right? Because did he lose?
Not only is he the most, dude, he lost in the first episode in the first round,
and then they booked him to fight.
And look, he's doing better than any Ultimate Fighter, anybody in that whole card.
He's doing better than most winners actually. Ultimate Fighter. Now he's main eventing against Sergio Pettis. Is I guess a flyweight bout, right?
It's a flyweight bout.
I guess for the winner, maybe the winner gets Demetrius Johnson.
Honestly, if Brandon Moreno can get a finish,
don't disrespect Borg like that, Alex.
Well, no, I'm saying Well, they're doing Borg, but the Taz Mexican, but
I'm telling you, if he can get a finish, if he gets a finish here,
I'm picking Johnson.
He's up for the title. I can't see them unless they don't do that super fight. I don't see how he doesn't get it, because not only is he in a vicious win streak, he's finishing his fights. So
I think DC had mentioned, like, in his long essay that way he was mad at UFC, that he had mentioned, like, to fight Sergio Pettis because of the name, and the UFC said no, that it's either to Dillashaw or you want the Ray Borg. So I guess the UFC doesn't think that Pettis is ready yet, or maybe they're protecting him a little bit because he's like still a kid, isn't he? How old is he? Like,
well, he's
23.
21.
Yeah, okay.
No.
23. Like, he came in like he was 18 or 19 in the UFC. So
he has shown flashes of someone great.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, even though he's like 4 fights deep, he's fairly new to the division.
Yeah.
So with that said, I mean, you kind of have to he had a big win against John Moraga, who was a former title contender. But I still think Sergio Pettis, in some ways, has to still establish himself in this weight class, even with that big win over John Moraga.
And there goes the banner again. We'll push it through the rest of the card, the round. Co-main event. My current MMA crush. It's not Alan Joban. It's Alexa Grasso. Co-main event in Mexico zone.
Oh my gosh!
The Red
Storm. We're
Storm.
going back-to-back cuteness here. if she is ever in the same card as Kelly, I cannot There's no way I'll be able to handle it.
Yeah.
She had a bad last fight against Felicia Herring. Even though I think for some reason if that was a 5-round fight, she would have won.
Yeah.
Because
so,
she just started off too late. But oh man, I mean. I'll tell you, I just need to stop because I'm gonna start slobbering all over my mic because I have one of the biggest crushes on her. It's not even funny. And she's only 23 years old and she's 5'5", and guess what? I'm 5'5", and that's always attractive.
5'5" in heels or what? Yeah, she's going against Randa Marcos, who's a equally tough fighter, a former tough competitor. I think she's beaten off a biggest win of her career against Carla Esparza, but she's been alternating wins and losses since getting the UFC. So we'll see. Maybe the UFC are looking for a bounce back for Alexa Grasso because they want that Mexican market, and what better to have that woman on the poster everywhere. Also on this card, go ahead.
I thought if you're gonna say it because I was gonna say. Not that many people know, but Rashad Evans is in this card.
Yeah, that was Mexican against former guests, multiple guests on this time. Sam Alvey, which I think I kind of missed the Rashad Evans of old, don't you, Guillermo? The guy who's knocking people out. But Machida literally took the soul from that guy because he hasn't been the same since he lost to Machida. He has not been the same since he got knocked out by Machida. He just kind of wrestles guys down the ground now. And Sam Alvey will bang, and Sam Alvey will get him to bang with them. So it ends a knockout.
So both guys are coming off.
This should be the main event of the card, to be honest with you, because the other two fights.
They're both coming off losses, though, Guillermo.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does matter, though.
Stay quiet.
It kind of does
matter. I don't want to be too disrespectful because those fights are irrelevant. I think the only fight you do at flyweight after Ray Borg is Ian McCall. I don't care what the hell his record is. Yeah, I don't care if he hasn't fought in 3 years. That's the only fight that makes sense to me. The other two, the 23-year-old girl, I don't even know her name.
Look her up. And then you'll be like, okay, then you'll switch your tune.
So to me, the biggest fight is Sam Alvey versus Rashad Evans.
They're both coming off losses, bro.
This is the only fight we should be talking about because
there is no implications to any. Pretty much,
there is implication because Sam Alvey was on the point of being ranked in that division, the middleweight division, and Rashad Evans.
Sam Alvey is a former guest, and that's awesome, but. His last win was against Nate Marquardt, and everybody knows Nate Marquardt is on his way out, not on his way up.
Yeah. And Rashad Evans
hasn't he been win-loss for Nate Marquardt, like always?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, come on. These guys are no way in title contention. Rashad Evans is pretty much fighting a state in the roster, and Sam Alvey is just fighting a state so he doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
Hey, real quick, Grandma, I have Wikipedia up. Can you guess the year was when Rashad Evans last earned a victory in the UFC? Guess the year.
2014.
No, 13 against Chael Sonnen. So that kind of shows you how maybe he needs to get out of the Fox studios for a little bit.
Well, the other problem is he's had knee issues and health issues.
That weird heart thing that he wasn't cleared to fight, but he's cleared to fight. But I don't know. But
was it a wolf heart?
Yeah, I'm be tuning in for sure for the co-main event for Alexa Grasso and Randa Marcos. Randa's no slouch either. UFC Fight Night, Pettis vs. Moreno, August 5th in Mexico live.
Let me ask you guys one last question.
On Fox Sports 1, yes.
Oh, it's on Fox Sports 1?
Yes.
I was going to say, this is going to be on the Fight Pass?
No, it's not.
No. They weren't that cruel to us.
They weren't that cruel. That's it for this week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're a little late this week because Albert was drunk in Portland.
Oh, yeah.
For like 2 weeks.
And trust me, if I were to call, that's what people need to understand. If I were to call in, all we heard, I mean, I slur now, and I'm not drunk. If you guys listen to this podcast and you guys like, dude, is that fool drunk? I'm actually really sober right now. And now imagine me if I was drunk and I called in. You guys did not want to hear that. Or maybe you did.
It gets really loud and emotional. That's it for this week. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FiveRoundMMA. It's FiveRoundMMA. Like us on Facebook. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Good or bad, doesn't matter. We need the reviews. We're on Podomatic as well and on YouTube.
Trolls are welcome.
Yeah, trolls are welcome.
All you ninja keyboard warriors, bring it, son.
Yep.
If you guys think you can smack talk online, you haven't even seen the seat of smack talk. Don't be getting out my handle.
And of course, visit FiveRoundMMA.com. Albert, what do you got?
I'd like to thank everybody for listening. I think Finn Balor might get the push almost.
Fall popping collars, man. I'm gonna do that every time I see him. All right, that's it. Guillermo, take us away.
Oh yeah, the cream of the crop.
You are now listening to Afro Mighty Radio.